Hey there kids, welcome back. David from Atomic Candy. Right now we are open by chance, and what I'm opening up with for you here today is a huge DVD haul. That's right, I went to a thrift store and I got a ton of DVDs. You know, it's very hard to get over on thrift stores anymore because they've gotten wise to the idea that some of the stuff that they get in is worth more than what they normally put it out for, or what they used to put it out for. It used to be back in the day that you could go to the thrift store and find stuff pretty much every single day, and it just doesn't seem to work that way anymore, does it, folks? They got their little special case up in the front where they put the stuff they think is worth a whole hell of a lot, and you just can't get any good prices. But every once in a while, things slip through the cracks. And so I've got a nice stack of DVDs. Most of these came from Value Village. And Value Village sells DVDs, even box sets, for $1, unless otherwise specified. So for just about everything here, it was $1 a piece. And starting off, you know, I got Jupiter Moon, Fires of Io, which is this kind of obscure British television show. It's BBC. Episodes 115 to 150. You don't find Jupiter Moon on disc, and that the red sticker doesn't mean anything. That's just the week that they put it out. It's $1 for that, and this is worth a lot more than $1. I'll tell you what. You don't find Jupiter Moon. Chuck Norris in the Octagon. Who doesn't get Chuck Norris in the Octagon? This is like one of his best classic films. Murdoch Mysteries Season 1, which is like a Canadian show. I don't really care for it. My wife watches the show. All these discs are like super clean too. I'll just show you. You see how clean that is. It's kind of like Sherlock Holmes and trying to be funny and being in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And the premise of the show is kind of dumb. I didn't really care for it, but my wife watches it. Ray Bradbury Theater, 65 classic episodes. Again, $1 a piece. Stack of DVDs, and they're all nice and clean. This is William Shatner. And what's his name from The Fly? Can't think of his name right now. Jeff Goldblum, that's who it is. The Rookies, the complete first season. Are you old enough to remember this show? I remember watching this when I was a kid, but I can't really remember the episodes. I just sort of remember watching it. Complete first season. This isn't a cheap one either for $1. PlayStation 2 Greatest Hits Namco Museum video game. And it's got 10 classic arcade hits. You see Galaga and Pac-Man and Dig Dug. Oh, I used to love playing Dig Dug in the arcade. Galaxian. Yeah, this is fantastic. Disc is really good on that. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for PlayStation. You played Battlefront. Actually, Battlefront is pretty cool. My youngest son and I play this all the time. Marvel Nemesis for Gamecube, Rise of the Imperfects. I don't know this game, but for $1, I figured, what the hell, I've got a Gamecube. If you saw a while ago, actually, I had this another video where I showed a massive DVD haul. I'm sorry, not a massive DVD haul, I mean a massive video game haul, vintage video games and stuff. And I got a Gamecube in that lot, along with a lot of other games. Carol Burnett Show, Showstoppers, and Let's Bump Up the Lights 2-pack in a box here. If you've never seen the Carol Burnett Show, you're missing something. This show is funny. It's funny like how Saturday Night Live, SNL, used to be before it tried to be political all the time. Back, these guys would get on the air and they didn't have to follow the script. Tim Conway used to torment Harvey Korman really bad in sketches because he would go way off script and Harvey Korman would have to turn around and hide his face to keep the audience from seeing him laugh. It was really good that way. The Carol Burnett show is a classic. And it's really hard to find any Carol Burnett discs because of all sorts of issues with guest appearances and stuff. Everybody wants money for franchising. Twilight Zone, volumes 23, 24, and 25. And I actually have the complete Twilight Zone series on disc. But I figure, you know, I can trade them, or maybe I can sell them or something, because these are always popular, and these are probably still worth like $8 a piece. Even though I had to pay $1 individually, these obviously came out of a sleeve, but the sleeve was lost, just like here. Magnum PI, seasons 1 and 2, classic 80s, Tom Selleck, Mr. Mustache. But the complete second season, this is all 3 discs. The slip cover's missing, so I end up paying $1 a piece for these 3 and $1 for this one. But it is what it is. Take a look at this here. One Piece Season 1 Second Voyage, and One Piece The Circus Comes to Town Volume 2. They're both Volumes 2. And I've watched this with my youngest son. Personally, I don't really care for it, but he really likes it, so got those 2. Hercules, the complete series in the giant boxed edition. All 6 seasons. Super cheesy show. Do you remember Hercules? You remember watching this in Xena Warrior Princess? Kevin Sorbo. And it was just like a super cheesy show. I used to watch it, but you know, really clean. All these discs are really clean. There's no scuffs and scratches. This box set was $6.95 for the entire box set. And there's a gap here. I think it's the booklet that's missing. Hunter, the complete second season. You remember this? Hunter and Dee Dee McCall. I used to watch this show also. This is a pretty cool show. I hate it when they put these in these paper sleeves. I know it's the cheapest thing they can do, but yeah, Hunter, the complete second season. Awesome. Piece of Cake, which I've never seen this, but I've heard about it. Masterpiece Theatre, BBC production, I believe. Or something like that, Best of the British. And my wife is into period dramas. I thought she might enjoy that. Did I put the booklet back without... Yeah, I didn't put it back in the sleeve. Shame on me. There we go. Look at this one. Xbox 360 Platinum Hits Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. And this is actually 40 games. 40 classic Sega Genesis games. And it is factory sealed. I'd buy that for $1. Wow, look at that. Altered Beast. There's Golden Axe. First one? Is that the... Yeah, I think that's Golden Axe 1. Streets of Rage 2, which I love me some Streets of Rage 2. That is like one of my favorite Sega Genesis games. Dick Cavett Show. Hollywood Greats. Basically, it's all of his best known episodes for interviewing major celebrities of the time period. And this one's not a cheap one either, as I understand it. I was curious to see this. I remember the Dick Cavett Show. I remember seeing it before, but I don't remember it. Kind of like with the Rookies. I remember watching it, but I don't remember it because I was just too young. Doctor Who, Warriors of the Deep, and that's the 5th Doctor. Yeah, Peter Davison, years 1982 to 1984. Warriors of the Deep. I actually remember this episode. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I used to watch Doctor Who. I don't know anything about modern Doctor Who because the Doctors I grew up with were the first 4. So, of which Tom Baker, to me, was the pinnacle of Doctors. So, as it progressed past Tom Baker, it just started to be less and less interesting. And whatever they're doing now, I just don't know. Pacific Blue, the complete series. And it's like this gigantic box with a bunch of papers in it. These sleeves, again, I hate these sleeves. But $1, $1. And I don't know anything about this show, and I'm not interested in watching it. But it's worth a heck of a lot more than $1. So I figured, what the hell, I'd go ahead and pick it up. And here's one I barely remember. Police Story. And no, not Jackie Chan. Police Story, the 70s television show with Ed Asner. See Ed Asner there? Barely just remember it. Just fragments. But this is another one that's really tough to find on disc. So yeah, every once in a while, you can score at the thrift store, despite the fact that they are trying to make sure that you can't. I had Spencer for Hire. I don't see it. I must have left it in the other room. I also picked up a first season of Spencer for Hire that was mixed in with the DVD lots. And that's Value Village again. And Value Village does a lot better than, say, Goodwill for discs, because I think Goodwill charges something crazy like $3 or $4 a DVD. And Value Village is more interested in just getting rid of them. However, if they had known better, they would have priced these higher and put them in the case. Just saying. These slipped through the cracks, and I got lucky and just wanted to share that. So what do you think? Do you think I did a good job? I think I scored pretty well. Any of these shows you're interested in? Any of these that you want to watch? Actually, I'm really kind of curious to see the interviews on the Dick Cavett show, and definitely Carol Burnett. I used to love watching Carol Burnett. So let me know what you think. Please give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. I hope you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of our other videos. And find us on Instagram. Open by Chance on Instagram. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.